Good evening! People are dropping like flies from a mysterious killer called unknown cause of death. So tonight we're bringing you a special report on this unknown cause of death killer so we can steer your thinking in the right direction. I like it when a good plan comes together. Unknown cause of death has even become the leading cause of death in Alberta, Canada, which is ruled over by Justin Trudeau. So just use your imagination on that correlation. In Alberta, unknown cause of death is causing even more deaths than heart disease, strokes, and diabetes combined. For a little more perspective, let's throw it over to a guy with an accent from our sister station in the UK.
The leading cause of death in Alberta is now, go on, take a guess, take a wild guess, cancer, heart disease, no? The leading cause of death is cause unknown.
Unknown causes was the leading cause of death in Alberta last year. That category leads the way over dementia, which has been in the top spot since 2016.
You better hope you don't contract unknown cause of death because there's a lot of people dying from it. Let's hear more.
A couple of years ago, unknown cause of death was unknown. There were just a mere 500 or so. If you have a look at this graphic of unknown causes. Look at that. 2019, there were just 500 unknown causes of death. Now it's 3,362. The leading cause of death is unknown. You're more likely to die from an unknown cause in a first world society than anything else. There's a lot of unknown cause going around. What are the early symptoms? The warning signs of unknown cause. Beats me, nobody knows. That's why they call it unknown cause. What's causing all this unknown cause of death? Is it climate change? Transphobia? Or could it be...
No, it couldn't. We'll take it from here, buddy.
Stopping it there, and welcome to Mika Reacts and Reviews, where we react to things on the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And today we're turning to Awaken with JP. He's becoming very much a regular on this channel, and I loves it. I love that redhead man. I'm not like love, like, you know, he has a wife and kids. All right, let's move on. Anyway, if this is true, which I'm going to assume that is true if I Google it or brave it, because you know Google is biased, I'll put some articles here. But if that's true, that unknown cause of death is becoming the leading cause of deaths in places like Alberta, within 1 year going from 500 to over 3,000, that's like quadrupled since in 1 year. And saying that they don't even know the symptoms, so you can't even like warn people or say, hey, if you're feeling this way, go to the hospital. And I think we all know, or I think we can all assume, let's just say assume, allege what we think is causing the unknown cause of death. You should probably want to go check out that Pfizer data drop. Have you looked at it recently? And there's a lot of people out there right now, hundreds if not thousands of people who have been sick because they got the double dose, and unfortunately they have no help. There's no one to help them. They have really no voice or advocates at all.
And then after I was sick, I was told I don't know what to do by doctors.
My doctor said the second jab could kill me, but he later tried to blame something else.
My doctor doesn't know what to do.
My doctor said it's kind of like we're all guinea pigs because this is all so new. We don't really know how to deal with these reactions that we're seeing.
I've been told not to share my story because it scares people.
I had a friend tell me, well, I guess you're just one of the unlucky ones because I was fine.
Someone close to me told me that I should be silent for the greater good.
Even if they go to their hospitals or their doctors, a lot of them are very much shying away from pointing to the double dose as being the cause of their illness, because I don't know if they're scared of being sued. I don't know if it's ideology, but even so, if someone gets sick and they want to sue, I'm sorry to tell you, you have no legal right to sue them because the companies are very much protected. And when you got the double dose, you kind of in some way signed the dotted line saying you will not sue if you have any medical, physical injuries from it, because the pharmaceutical companies put on their website that it was, at the time when it first came out, it was not FDA approved. They put on there that it was experimental and all this stuff. They put all of that on their website in black and white, and you had all the freedom in the world as a citizen, as an individual, to go do your own research. Of course, it's all buried under medical jargon and shit that you probably wouldn't understand, but they put it there. And some representatives for the pharmaceutical companies have come out already and said, we never told news media or the mainstream media or legacy media to spin that narrative. We never told them to tell people to get it. We never told them to have a mandate. We were against lockdowns, or we never told them don't talk about natural immunity. We never told them that. We simply gave you guys the medicine. We had on our website all of the shit that you should know before taking it, so you can be completely and utterly properly informed, so you can actually give informed consent. We put it out there. You took it. That was your freedom to do so. So they already protected their asses, right? Of course, the pharmaceutical companies never came out to tell the mainstream media to shut the fuck up when they were saying all these things, but technically, they didn't say those things. The mainstream media said those things, and you can't sue them. You can't sue your doctors. Maybe you can sue your employees, but for the most part, anybody who's been harmed by this have really no voice and no advocate. Anyway, I've been talking too much. This is a good video. Please stay tuned. Let's continue.
As you saw in the video clip, compared to the number of deaths from unknown causes back in 2019 before the world changed, and thank you for all the improvements, New World Order, there's now 7 times more unknown cause of deaths. And it would astonish you to find out how much we're not looking into what's causing the drastic rise of unknown cause of death. And we don't need to, because when we look at dead people, we can see that what caused their death was an unknown cause. That pretty much gets to the bottom of it, right? The deaths are caused by cause unknown. And the thought police want you to know that any further questioning will lower your social credit score. And when looking at the numbers from Alberta, we can see there are 49% more deaths caused by unknown cause of death than there are deaths caused by COVID. And given that COVID has given our leaders very good reason to keep us in a never-ending pandemic, you might be wondering, will they declare a pandemic emergency for this even deadlier killer? The answer is no. While this one is killing more people, it isn't really something to worry about. Trust us, we're telling you everything you need to know.
Stopping it there. If that's true, if this unknown cause of death is killing more people than the coof, and they're not sounding the alarms, but they care about you, they have your best interest at heart, interesting. It seems like they only sound the alarms when other people can financially benefit from locking you the fuck down. 2019, 2020 being the biggest transfer of wealth in history. I guess when they finally can figure out how they can financially gain from this, then they will lock you down. This makes me really mad. Again, if this is all true, 7 times more, be more deadlier than the coof, if this is all true, it pisses me off. It makes me sad. It makes me angry at those who push this. It makes me angry and empathetic at those who told everyone else to shut the fuck up when they were sounding the alarms to these things. I can happily say, and this is not a flex or anything like this, I am poke free, haven't taken one, am not going to take one because my intuition screamed on the top of its lungs, do not take that shit. You know what I mean? I took antidepressants years ago and I'm still dealing with side effects from that antidepressants. Look it up. You can deal with long-term side effects from antidepressants, and from that moment on I've been extremely careful what I put in my body, and I'm definitely not going to put in something in my body that might permanently affect me. Hells no, not doing it. I will be the fucking unlucky ones who get the very rare but extreme negative side effects from the poke. Plus, my brother is in military and he's in a high position, right? Soon as that shit happened, my brother was like, don't take it, don't listen to anything the media is saying to you. So my intuition, along with my brother, who would know this shit, because he's been a career military man and he knows some shit that he can't talk about, I'm not taking that shit. So again, this is not a flex for those who took it and maybe This unknown cause of death has nothing whatsoever at all to do with the poke. Maybe it's all to do with being long-term sick from the coof, maybe. But if they're not talking about it and they're not sounding the alarm, because if it was from the coof, I think they would tell us because they can profit off of that. So anyway, let's continue.
We might as well just sweep this one under the rug because we wouldn't want to unnecessarily scare you. We wouldn't do a thing like that. And please don't look into this on your own. This just in. The CEO of Pfizer, who is quadruple boosted, has contracted COVID. I wonder how we got it. Back to the news. How can you protect yourself from this very deadly and specific killer called unknown cause of death? We'll tell you that in a moment. But first, let's take a look at some heartwarming news of athletes collapsing and dying on the field from heart issues. One America News Network, who are conspiracy theorists, and we're getting them shut down, reported that from March 2021 to March 2022, 769 athletes collapsed on the playing field from cardiac issues. The average age of those athletes is 23, kinda young for heart issues. Until now. It's just kind of the new normal at this stage. Let's take a closer look at how normal this is. As you can see, 500% more soccer players in Europe are dropping dead from heart attacks compared to 1 year ago. Why are all these young athletes dying from heart issues? Well, here's UK football legend Matt Le Tissier with some perspective.
The last year, it's just been unbelievable how many people, not just footballers, sports people in general, you know, you've had tennis players, you've had cricketers, basketball players, just how many are just keeling over. And at some point, surely you have to say, this isn't right, this needs to be investigated. Don't worry, Matt, we're on it. And we have all the answers as to why these young athletes are dying from heart issues.
Before we get to all of his answers, this again makes me really sad and it just really pisses me the fuck off. And unfortunately, just like the Jeffrey Epstein list, I don't think we're going to hold anybody accountable or there will be any investigation that really goes anywhere or hold any teeth. Because that's just the world we live in. And for me, what was the one of the people from Pfizer, Biden and his wife who were all triple poked, right? All still got the coof. Just like Webster changed the definition of female and racism, and Wikipedia tried to change the definition of recession, I guess we're changing the definition of what the fuck a vax is, because you're not supposed to get sick. Like, that was what it was. If you're getting sick, it's not a vax, it's a therapeutic. So we're changing what a vax, I guess we're gonna make that the new normal. Any other vax that comes out from now on, don't expect it to actually protect you from the disease.
We've looked into what we want you to think, and it turns out that both being young and exercising are now bad for your heart. Because these are young professional athletes in extremely good physical condition, which is bad for their hearts because it means they have both risk factors. Makes sense, right? No questions? Shut up. So if you exercise, we advise you to stop your self-destructive habit immediately because you're putting yourself at great risk because it's bad for your heart. You should have been listening to the body positivity movement all along because obesity is now good for your heart.
Exactly. It's like, why? Of course, he's exaggerating, right, a little bit. But why not? They're literally trying to push the idea of obesity being healthy. That people are just born to be obese. That is not because of you're taking in too many calories and not losing enough, right? And so why wouldn't that become the new normal? Being young and athletic? No, that's unhealthy. Being fat and lazy and sit on your ass? There you go, you've hit the jackpot. Anyway, let's continue.
We can only hope that our well-intentioned authorities will once again shut down all gyms in order to protect your health. Case closed, right, Thought Police?
I'd have to laugh at that.
So once you start trying not to be young and stop exercising, what further steps can you take to protect yourself from unknown cause of death? The #1 killer in Alberta. Well, the best protection is knowing about unknown cause of death. So here's how it works. Medically speaking, it works by way of a mechanism that just kind of gets you, and then you're dead. So if you see it, Don't go near it. You can also call the mysterious killer by another name, SADS, Sudden Adult Death Syndrome, which makes it sound more official and less tyrannical. Aside from those pieces of very helpful knowledge, you'll also want to continue obediently listening to us as we tell you what to do, because we'll always steer you in the direction we want you to go while telling you it's in your best interest.
Are we just gonna accept that? I think we are. Because a lot of people are just accepting the new normal. Let's continue.
That's it for tonight's special report on unknown cause of death. If your favorite athletes are still alive, watch them now while you can. The people who control us at the media publicly advocate for reducing the world's population. Don't think too much about that, we're hiding everything in plain sight. And here's Klaus Schwab on the beach wearing women's lingerie with no pubes, cause why not? Good night.
Okay, gonna scrub my eyeballs now. Anyway, yeah, if you are a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, you know, we all know population control is crazy thinking, even though there was a poke that they mandated to a bunch of people, and now the unknown cause of death, or sudden adult death syndrome, has skyrocketed and no one's talking about it. It seems like they are accomplishing their objective. It's crazy. Again, it's funny when you think about all these first world countries, they're so developed and so evolved, where here in India, they talked about this already. They not talked about the unknown cause of death, but when the thing was being mandated, or they were trying to push it to get mandated, I don't think like the Pope never got necessarily mandated here. It was just if you wanted to go certain colleges and if you wanted to own certain businesses, you had to get it. But it wasn't like mandated to all citizens. And because when they were trying to push the idea of mandating, I believe, I could be wrong about that, but when they were trying to push the idea of mandating, a lot of advocates came out and said, we don't have enough research on this. Like, we're not even following up on the people who got it already. Like, no one's following up with these people who got the poke. No one's making them fill out, you know, questionnaires and asking them questions and saying, hey, you need to go back to your doctor in a few months. You need to ask these questionnaires. We need to, because technically, especially the first people who got it, you are basically a part of the trial. You're a part of the trial, but they're not even following up with you. They're not even questioning you. A lot of the people who are coming back sick, they're not being jotted down on any forms or charts or medical history or anything. They're just being like, we don't know, go home. You know what I mean? It's like, it's maddening to me. So they talked about that here in India. It was like, how can we mandate this? It has no long-term studies. We're not even following up with the people who's gotten it. We're not asking them about their medical history before or after. You know, we're just sort of blanketly trying to give this to everyone when it might not be really needed for every single individual. So they talked about this in India, and because India has a big natural health, big Ayurvedic community here, that was usually the people who fought against it the most. So, you know, developing country, what? And they talked about a lot of other different things. Again, when it first hit, a lot of talk about natural immunity, a lot of talk about how to stay healthy, a lot of talk about moving your body and exercising, a lot of talk about lowering your stress rates. India. What, were you guys talking about that in America? Mainstream? No. I would much rather be here than the States right now. I love America. I'm very happy that I was born there. I am privileged to have been born and raised in America, but I do not miss that place at the moment. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm. If you'd like to support this channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal me link in the description box below and sometimes in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below, and links to all of the alternate platforms I'm on, my socials, including my Twitter, other ways to support me, and other ways to contact me for business is always in the links down below. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below, and also in the comment section, hit the link. Go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. They also have my other channel, Speak Freely, and you guys have an amazing day.